And welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. My name's John.
And I'm Kim.
And we thank you for stopping by on a Wednesday night.
Wednesday evening. I hope you enjoyed our Dan Lundgren.
The Dan Lundgren
meeting
last night.
We showed last night for your viewing pleasure. We thought you might enjoy that.
Yeah, and it was topical.
Since it was government night, right?
And it's news.
Yes, and it's news. We were very excited to have that.
Because, I mean, it's not all the time you get a congressman that actually visits wee little Calaveras County.
Exactly. So we hope you enjoyed that instead of having a look at our mugs last night. Right?
You're better looking than Dan Lundgren. No offense, Congressman Lundgren. No offense.
I've heard he's got a good-looking assistant, though.
Yes, we've heard that. Yes,
male assistant.
Yes, Kim, yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard. Sorry, I don't know how I got off on that track. Probably a little too young for me. Just kidding. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
How are you this evening? Happy Starbucks.
Happy hump day. Happy hump day. Now, did you have a little tiny bit of traffic news?
Yes, there was a collision this evening that occurred about 9:44 p.m. CHP was assigned. It looks like an ambulance responding at Redmond and Mann Street. Not really sure what town that's in. Let me see. Blue sedan versus embankment. Was previously speeding per reporting party. It doesn't say how serious the injuries are, but doesn't look like they're too bad. Otherwise, it would probably say it doesn't look like they've been Medi-flighted out or anything.
Okay.
But of course, that only happened about 15 minutes ago. So
CHP doesn't look like CHP has arrived on scene yet.
No, they haven't.
CHP has not arrived on scene as of yet.
It was called in about 9:28, and CHP was en route at 9:48.
So
okay. And we will let you know if there are any injuries involved. There was another accident today, but it didn't say if it just said ambulance responding, but it didn't state. I never saw anything about Medi-flighted out or anything like that.
Right.
Actually a motorcycle that had gone off the roadway at Highway 26. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that
earlier today. So if we hear anything on that, we will let you know.
Okay.
We had Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday.
We did. We had lots of Board of Supervisors meeting.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're looking for it on our site, the reason you don't see it yet is it was over 7 hours long.
7 hours long.
Over 7 hours long. Mm-hmm. So
I knew it was going to be a long one. I knew they had another long day for those poor supervisors. Because they had a study session, they had a couple public hearings, actually a couple study sessions, didn't they?
Should we talk about it?
Sure, I wasn't there, so you go ahead.
Here we go.
There.
And the first part of the first part of the meeting, after the always exciting open public comment section.
Yes. Did you have anything interesting in public comment?
Just general stuff. Trinitas made the public comment. So that
any
that kind of
humorous
stuff.
Stories at all that you remember? You probably remember.
No, I didn't hear anything too humorous on that.
Okay.
A couple interesting things, and the big item was for Copperopolis. Now, this is the Vista del Lago townhomes that will be replacing the Poker Flat Hotel and Restaurant.
You mean Lake Tulloch, right?
Lake Tulloch, Lake Tulloch Resort. Okay. On paper, they're moving from 48 motel rooms down to 30 townhomes.
So these will be privately owned versus hotel?
Basically, yep.
Okay.
Yep. Supervisor Thomas had commented that he wanted to see less density, a little more open space between the buildings to make it a little more visibly appealing. But it did pass 3-2.
For a go-ahead then. So then
correct.
It will be demolished coming up here pretty soon.
Probably so. It still has to pass through TRIDAM. Now, TRIDAM is the governing agency that actually controls the lake.
Okay.
But most people believe that once it's through the supervisors, with the supervisor's stamp of appeal, the TRIDAM can somewhat oppose, but the Board of Supes probably will carry sway.
Okay.
So it still may not get built at all.
Okay.
But
in today's market, though, gosh, I don't see anything like those are going to sell really, unless it takes a few years to build.
There's something special about having homes right on the lake.
It is, but man, it's just right now. I heard they're going to go for about $1 million each.
There's going to be one slip per unit, so each will have its own slip. 30 slips of the unit down from.
Well, by the time they
40
finish,
slips.
the economy may be doing better. correct?
Correct. And it was packed. Now you can see from this picture behind us, this is actually the section up by the Board of Supervisors, and this was clear on up front there. Now this is a slide. You won't be able to see it on cable, but this is a slide of the actual resort area there.
Of the new resort?
Yeah, the proposed new resort,
okay.
Correct.
This is a lady that owns.
This is the developer, her project going forward on this. She did a little bit of speaking on that. And now, I guess, so basically they're going forward. So the Board of Supervisors approved 30 townhomes and 30 docks on that particular parcel. There's still some other issues to work out as far as some public access issues. One of the things is there's a public boat ramp and public access to the lake. They wanted to replace that with just a mechanized, almost like an elevator up and down. That's probably not going to fly. So there's still a few little details at the end.
Okay.
So that was
they talked fees. Didn't they talk fees in the afternoon?
Fees got pushed back till next week.
Okay. All right.
Because if they would have added fees onto an already 7 hour, they would still be meeting. Yes, they would still be there. And also, a little bit of in between the morning and the afternoon session, we're having the Marrow Drive yesterday.
Yes, the Marrow Donor Drive for, what's the person's name?
Oh, I forget his name, but we had to post it up there on the site
yes,
for this. Is it's still there.
Let me find it. Sorry, I think it was Mr. Chevy or something like that.
Yes, it was.
Go ahead and talk about
it.
You went and got swabbed.
I did get swabbed.
You did get swabbed.
And basically, it's pretty easy. You go in there and they give you you got to sign your life away and saying it. If they agree that you have marrow that matches, they can come snatch you in the middle of the night out of your home.
So you don't know if you're a match yet?
If I disappear tonight,
I'll know that you were a match.
The invasion.
They can just come snatch you anytime if you're a match.
Basically, invasion of the marrow snatchers. They just, they just come and grab you in the middle of the night. And
but that'd be nice if you were a match. I wish I could have gone and done that. I would have liked to have done that.
They actually harvest marrow out of your hip bone.
Yes.
You realize that? Not out of your spine, but out of your hip bone.
I know. I wish. I should have gone with you probably on that.
And so you go swab. So you stick a swab in each corner of your mouth for about 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it.
You see if you're a match. So the marrow.
And you can still go to
snatchers.
Just kidding. You can still go to marrow.org and sign up. You can even do it by mail. You can even do it by mail.
Okay, I'm just trying to find. Let me see here.
Sorry. We just knocked over our speaker.
Sorry.
It'll be down there.
I'd like to find it because we have information on it. We'd like to.
You can still go.
Story a couple of times.
Martin Chevy.
Martin Chevy. Where is it?
Scroll down. You scrolled up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
What are you doing there?
We're not being very, very professional. We don't have a teleprompter, right?
Yeah, our staff.
They kind of stink. Right?
Our staff does?
Yeah.
Bob, come on, let's step it up there.
Okay.
And where's the snacks?
Yeah, I know. We have our Starbucks. How about some cookies? Muffins might be nice,
We'll get to our cookie story later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to our cookie story later.
There was a bone marrow transplant drive held for
Martin Chevy. Speaking of our cookies,
Chevy.
I have to grab something here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Was held yesterday afternoon. Actually yesterday all day. At 164 East Charles Street in San Andreas, and they were swabbing people's cheeks, and they will also be holding a blood and marrow drive in the very near future at another site. So did it look like they had a good turnout yesterday?
They did. They had a pretty good turnout yesterday.
Okay, and do we have a website that they can visit if they'd like to?
Marrow.org.
For this, actually for this gentleman though, Martin.
Oh, there's a link to it on our site. It goes to his website. But if you're looking to donate into the the bone marrow, you can go to marrow.org and they'll even just send you it out in the mail.
Okay.
You can swab yourself and send it back.
Okay.
So you don't even have to go.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice thing that they did for this gentleman. A lady actually emailed us and asked us, said she wanted to help. The community had come together years ago for her son, who had heart problems, who passed away, with a blood drive for him. I bet he was young, it sounds like.
Sounds like he was.
So she wanted to pay our community back by doing this bone marrow drive. So very nice. So what were you going to talk about? Cookies?
Well, I was, but I guess we better talk about Board of Supervisors stuff a little more.
Okay, then you went back to Board of Supervisors. During lunch recess, you went and had your cheeks swabbed, right?
I did.
Then you went back to Board of Soups.
I did.
And what happened then?
Well, I'm just looking here come on, where is my... I need to go through and delete some of this stuff.
We just got back from Music in the Parks.
We did?
So it's been a busy evening. I apologize for not being a little more prepared.
Oh, we're prepared.
We're always late.
We're prepared as always, right?
We just work right till the very end.
All right, here, let's go and talk a little bit more on Board of Soup stuff. Now, this is the afternoon session. Now, the afternoon session was kind of interesting because they were talking floodplains.
Okay.
Now, FEMA was there.
All right.
For those of you who are not acronym friendly, FEMA is the Federal Emergency Management Association. And they were the much maligned agency after Hurricane Katrina.
Yes, which was very nice.
I think they've since come roaring back.
Okay, all right.
Because after all those wonderful FEMA trailers.
Yes, you loved those.
FEMA homes.
You wanted a FEMA home.
They're actually
out
cool.
of the
FEMA
forest.
cottages.
Yes, he wants a FEMA. He wants to put it. So if anybody has any land they'd like to allow John to put a FEMA cottage on, that is like his dream home. A little tiny. I said, well, you can go live by yourself in the little cottage. He wants a little cottage up near Bear Valley, right?
Right.
It's a 10 by 12, so we don't have to get permits for it, right? Or it has to be on wheels.
Ted Kaczynski would.
So if anybody has, forest land or anybody would
All
like to
right,
come up
Kim,
and step up. No, it's true, you do. You are
yeah, sure, okay.
He'd like to put a little
we need to
cottage
talk about
up
our
near Bear
FEMA.
Valley.
We need to talk about our FEMA trailer
Right.
here. Okay, all right. FEMA was in town yesterday. Now, they're updating the map area, what are actually within flood zones in the county. Now, most people believe this is a good thing because FEMA came bearing gifts.
Okay.
They are going to get more than cookies. They brought dinero.
Okay.
They're going to give $1 million to the county.
Wow.
Well, $1 million to update the flood maps and do all the other stuff to the county. So it's not they're just going to give $1 million to the general fund, which would be nice, but they're not going to. Okay. There was a large contingent from Vallecito.
Okay.
Because one of the wrinkles on this now is, and this is one of those things that the supervisors passed the thing to go forward with it. But they're going to have to make some adjustments in Vallecito because a lot of the people were there, like a couple people were there. Their homes were built in the 1800s. They've never flooded. And the initial survey that they had showed that the floodplain, according to at least the initial survey, which has to be flawed, showed the water mark at about 6 feet or 6 to 9 feet above their homes.
Okay, all right.
So, and one gentleman spoke that his home was built in 1890, and he's looked through all the basements, everything else. There's no water lines anywhere, so it is never flooded.
So what would happen if would they have to rebuild, or what would they make you do?
Well, this is the crux, because unless you could get get the insurance on there. But this is the wrinkle that had a little bit of driveway slope-ish and that type of things, shades to it, was that, let's say your house burned down, if you were within the floodplain, you would not be allowed to rebuild. So even if a home has been there for 150 years, never flooded, but looks like they will, and we spoke with Supervisor Tryon just a few minutes ago, and he says, one of the first things that FEMA is going to do is re-examine the Vallecito map, and everybody agrees that the Vallecito mapping is flawed. Just because, no, that doesn't mean because it hasn't flooded in 100 years that it's not going to tomorrow, but odds are that something's wrong in the mapping there. So one of the first things we're going to do is go look at the Vallecito map. Also was mentioned some exemptions and waivers to where, if need be, homes within that Vallecito area that are pre-existing would be allowed to rebuild, similar to the letter that they did on the driveway slope issue, to where if, let's say, your home burned down and you rebuilt like for like, you would be allowed to rebuild an existing footprint. All that stuff, details are not worked out yet, but I think everybody in the room realized that there was a large group of very nice people there that their homes technically right now are
should be underwater. Yes, underwater.
Yeah.
6 to 8 feet.
Yes, which they're
I
not.
bet they're beautiful homes out there too.
Yeah,
built
they're
in the
not.
1800s.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So that took up the afternoon portion, and this is the lady. It's really dark here, but on these slides behind us, where you see little patches of light, there was the lady from FEMA. Now this is OES Director Clay Hawkins, the lady back from FEMA again.
You don't know her name? Just kidding.
I didn't write down the lady's name from FEMA.
Here's last night.
Now we have some pictures from last night, and here we have Supervisor Russ Thomas.
Yes.
And without saying so, you have to give kudos to the supervisor whose district
They kind of look alike. Look at them, don't they? Two of them.
Well, I never got that impression, but if you...
Well, from the side view, they kind of do.
All right.
They
Now,
kind of do a little bit.
you have to give kudos to the supervisor whose district the congressman does his town hall in.
Exactly.
Because that was probably where Supervisor Thomas probably invited him to use a facility in his district, which is a nice thing.
Yes.
Now, this is pictures up, which
Cub
we'll post
Scouts,
those there. This is the Copperopolis Cub Scouts.
How cute they are.
The Copperopolis Cub Scouts did a rousing rendition of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, very nice.
They did their little scout pledges. Now, Congressman Lundgren also brought plenty of members of his staff.
So show me the one that you say.
He's not in this picture.
Okay, all right.
And there was also one that was a decorated veteran. This is part of the crowd there. Okay, we have to might as well mention something. In fact, I was talking to our former co-anchor, Sarah Lunsford, today.
Yes.
Now, she had mentioned that somebody on Congressman Lundgren's staff.
Not Lunsford.
Yeah, you got to Lunsford and Lundgren back and forth a bunch of times. It'll really screw you up. Okay. Was voted one of the, I don't think it was one of the 10 most eligible bachelors on the Hill, or 10 prettiest. And Brian, if you're listening or watching, please correct me, or this will probably just embarrass you no matter what we say. But Brian Cavaney, who is his communications director out of Washington, is a single young man, and
he's a pretty man.
He's a pretty boy. Yes. He is, and I think he, and I think the funny thing is I think he was. I forget one of the congressional. I should probably do a Google for it. I probably should have before the news. But Sarah was bringing me up to speed on it. That apparently he's won some little awards for being rather fetching as a gentleman.
Really?
Yeah. So
really,
like one of the most eligible or one of the best looking office, congressional staffers.
And you've got no pictures
in D.C.
Us to see, huh?
No pictures.
There's Mr. Toffanelli, I see.
Yeah.
In the audience.
And this is Congressman Lundgren talking to people after the, and it was now here's our cookie picture.
Oh, she's cute. Who's that?
Now this is kind of a neat local story.
All right.
Now this is Stephanie Larson.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother is Susan Larson, who used to be Susan Planning and stuff for the county and stuff. Now, see those cookies she's holding?
Yeah.
Everybody gave the cookies rave reviews.
They're like they're sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies with frost with like cake frosting on them.
Favorite.
Oh, they were just amazing cookies. Now, the local story is Stephanie used to work in Congressman Lundgren's office in Washington.
Okay.
So she is a local Calaveras County product that worked in his office in Washington D.C.
and
also here
have that job. Wow.
And also now she's going to college.
Oh, okay.
And also here locally in his office here in his district. So that is a Copperopolis resident. It's worked.
And she made the cookies, you said.
And she made the cookies.
She made all the cookies.
These were great cookies.
You know what? I would have loved those cookies.
Those were sugar
like
cookies with
sugar cookies with frosting,
with cake frosting, and they were
like Christmas cookies, right?
Yeah, those were. And Brian liked the cookies too.
He did.
He had several cookies as well.
You noticed?
And he mentioned something that he was going to take some cookies with him. So anyway,
maybe he liked her. She's kind of cute.
They used to work together, so who knows? But anyway, now she's now away to college. But we wanted to just congratulate. I guess a little bit on air. Give her, this is a local product that was, worked in Congressman Lundgren's office. Home? I ate them on the way, so they didn't make it home.
So you're so giving, so generous.
Well, I couldn't help it. They were good cookies, right? So anyway,
all right.
Stephanie Larson, those were some great cookies.
Thank you.
Right, those were great cookies. Everybody enjoyed them last night, and congratulations on your,
future endeavors.
Best of luck on future endeavors, finishing up college and that kind of stuff. But those were good cookies.
Yes, that I missed. Now we had some pictures you were flashing back to. We had some pictures of.
Now this is the local, the power shot here.
Yeah.
We have Congressman Dan Lundgren on the right, or on it'll be on your right on the screen is Supervisor Russ Thomas, and also Supervisor candidate Gary Toffanelli.
Mm-hmm.
So they're posing, they're working there. I think Gary's handing Congressman Lundgren his card now. So
he is.
Getting the leg up on the stuff there. So. That was it.
Okay, very nice.
That was it on last night.
Now, we have some kind of entertainment news.
Some pretty cool
the
stuff.
Dorrington Hotel has announced the unveiling of their newly renovated hotel. They had it freshly painted.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. And they also have hired a new executive chef, Daniel Quint, who recently came from the Murphy's Historic
Murphy's Hotel.
Yes.
Moving up country, and they're remodeling. They have that new menu. They're going to do steakhouse, chop
very
shop.
Nice.
If
you haven't taken a
cool.
ride up the hill in a while, it's about time you did. A short 2.5 miles past the Calaveras Big Tree State Park, a short 6 miles past Arnold, and 16 miles from Murphy's is the town of Dorrington. Dorrington was named for Rebecca Dorrington Gardner, who was married to John Gardner. Their beloved granddaughter was Reba Blood, which Mount Reba was named after. Dorrington Hotel also was their home and was a stop on the Big Trees Carson Valley Road, and was also a depot for the Stockman and Summer Resort.
It's a gorgeous facility.
Click
if you haven't driven up there, it's a gorgeous facility.
But it's going to now be called the 1850 Foods Steak, Seafood, and Chop House.
And the Calaveras Visitors Bureau will be holding one of their tomorrow night, isn't it?
It's tomorrow night? Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe
or is it next week?
I thought it was. Let me see here.
We're probably.
I think it's next Thursday. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
The 21st or whatever? Okay. All right.
But, so, now he's hired there now. When are they going to start the new menu up?
Thursday, I believe.
Thursday.
Like tomorrow.
Okay. It sounds very good. That place is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to make it a point to head on up there.
And one of the other things tonight, on a little bit of entertainment note, is the Arts Council's Music in the Park moved into Utica Park tonight.
Yes, they did. Look at the crowd.
And there was Delta Wires, who is a Delta blues band. They did a really good job. The park was packed, as always, for these events.
For these events, it always is. They do a wonderful job.
And you had your typical powers that be, all the people mingling, and it wasn't a chamber event, so it wasn't a mingle till you tingle.
No, but it was a very well-attended event,
dance
as
till
always.
you...
And next Thursday's the last one.
It is?
Yes.
Wow. Arnold?
Next Wednesday, up in Arnold. The Gypsy Band is going to Arnold. Yes. Last one.
There we go. So this is pictures of Utica Park, clear full. There's pictures of the people
dancing.
Cutting
the grass. Cutting the turf.
Yeah, they're cutting the grass. Yeah, they're dancing on the turf. So there we go.
The City of Angels Camp Planning Commission is back in action tomorrow evening. They will be installing their newest planning commissioner, Joe Darby. Swearing him in. Not swearing at him.
Swearing in, not
swearing him in.
Not a swearing at.
Yes. There will also be a resolution item recommending to the City Council a time extension for vesting tentative subdivision map 2005.20 for the Gallery at Greenhorn, formerly the Classics on the Ridge.
Right.
That's going to be coming up on the agenda again. Also, the KFC sign is back on the agenda.
Oh, no.
Along with the signage for Heidi's Flowers and more. You have the full agenda on the pine tree for your viewing pleasure.
I think the KFC signage looks good now.
Yes, I think it does.
All right. There we go. Now, one last thing on the music of the park. This is our aerial shot.
Very nice. What from the slide?
Yes, people are probably wondering why this middle-aged, 250-pound man climbed up
aerial shot from the slide.
Climbed up the playground.
Don't you doing that?
Climbed up the playground equipment at Utica Park.
Hey kids, get out of my way! I got pictures to take,
this,
right? Oh my goodness!
Step back, kids. I got some pictures to take. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, you're so funny.
So this is the aerial shot from the playground. So you're like, man, where was he standing when he took that shot? This is the sky shot. Yes, this is.
Okay.
And if you ever get into the news business, you too can take wonderful and exciting photos from interesting angles.
Oh, that's right.
They were
also bringing in the new principal tonight at the school meeting.
Yeah.
What is his name? for Avery Middle School.
Hang on.
Tom Hicks.
Hang on.
Interim principal for Avery Middle School.
Now, this is just pure little bit conjecture, little bit conjecture, but if we're wrong, I'm sorry, and we'll correct it tomorrow. But this is what we heard a few kind of off the record, kind of on the down low, a couple days ago.
Okay.
All right, that he was the interim principal before Kevin Wickersham resigned. All right, and Kevin Wickersham actually got accepted into, I believe it was a doctoral program.
Okay,
we're about out of time,
yeah,
from Berkeley. But anyway, Tim Hicks will be the new interim principal, if we're correct. We think.
We weren't able to make it to the meeting.
And we also heard that he was willing to serve the entire full year, so he wouldn't be just.
That
so
would
he
be
may
nice,
just be
wouldn't it?
principal.
It's such a great school.
Yeah, and they have a good faculty, great school, and
That's for Avery Middle School.
Avery Middle School.
Yes.
So
We will see you back here tomorrow night.
we will.
Yes. It's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot.
It's still hot outside. So
Now let's see if we can play him out with a little bit of Delta.
10:29.
I know. If we got to play him out with a little bit of Delta
Man,
stuff
it's
here.
Still warm.
Is it we got it? This is the Sky Shot.
There you are.
Yeah, we are on the Sky Shot.
Aerial view or the
We'll just
playground?
play her out. We'll just play out.
What can I ask what the kids were doing when you were standing on their equipment? Where was I when you were doing this?
You know what? We let our cable audience go, so we'll talk here a little bit longer. So we're on the web here, so let's just. So you think we're relaxed on cable? Once we're on the web, we're
just like party animals.
Loose.
Yes,
yeah, we're just loose.
Loosey-gooseys.
Yeah, here we go. Here's more.
There's more rules on cable than there are on the web.
Yeah, this is more shots from the playground equipment.
Where was I at? I would have died. I was like playing with our kid at the swings and then see you up there, right?
Now they are dancing and cutting the rug out there. See, there you are right there.
Oh, I didn't see you. I was on the swing. I didn't see you up there taking pictures. The aerial shots of the playground. Also, something new and exciting, which we heard they had a great turnout. Caliber has grown. Are we done?
No, we'll just keep going. Can we just keep going with the news? Let's just keep going.
Let's talk about. We missed last night.
Let's go. We'll just keep going.
Caliber
Here we go.
has grown. The new Government Center Farmers Market in San Andreas started today at 3:30 p.m. and was very successful. We heard after speaking with Mr. Ken Churches. We saw him at the concert this evening. He said they had a great turnout, right?
Good turnout. It was held on the lawn there.
Every week.
Wednesday. See? Look at them dance there.
Yeah.
They are really working it. Aren't they?
Yes.
The one lady there in the burgundy skirt, she is really...
Yes.
She's working
I think
it.
we saw an Ironstone the other night.
Yeah.
Off in her own little world.
There we go.
Looks like Morgan's mom right there, is it?
Really?
That little one right there. In the white shirt, was it?
Oh, there was even a happy birthday song.
Okay.
And they were singing happy birthday to Brent. We're unsure quite which Brent this is, but happy birthday, Brent.
Yes. There you go. Aerial shot only from the pinetree.net
Yes,
location.
it's the sky cam.
The sky cam from the slide. What were the kids doing? Hey, what's that man who's going to break the equipment?
Yeah, here's this yes, it's a chubby middle-aged man on the playground equipment. What is he, stocking? See, they're really working it.
There we go. They know you're videoing them?
I doubt it. So, but just a word of warning. If you dance in a public location in Calaveras County, you might end up on the web.
Yes, you might.
Just
Those people, goodness. Great turnout.
just a...
Aw, so cute. What about Grayson's age?
There we go.
That was from last night. So we're just kind of flip-flopping around here.
We are. We're just... But this is the Pledge of Allegiance. See?
The Hopper Hoppers.
So you get the news and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
Right? There we go.
Oh, they're so cute.
They did a good job.
I just want to be posted. That's what they do.
They marched right on out. Now, see, we're just wandering around here. Now, this
is back to the Board of Supervisors.
This is, see, we're doing reverse chronological order.
All right.
And they're talking about, this is where she talks about she's going to bring in.
Who was that? That almost looked like Stephanie Moreno. That wasn't
No,
it.
that was a lady from FEMA.
Okay.
And this is the man from Vallecito. Talking about
his house that's
his
underwater.
house that's. And this is one of the other men from FEMA.
Okay.
Now they're talking about more flood. Now, this is County OES officer Clay Hawkins talking about the problems they have dealing with all those people that live in the flood zone. See, we've got exciting stuff for you. Now we're all the way back to, let's see, we'll go forward. Now they're all the way back to the Copperopolis.
So she's a developer?
Vista del Lago.
So she's the owner of the project?
I believe so.
The last paragraph that Sean Carr read in the management plan, I think, speaks for itself. I really don't foresee, this is why I said, put my time and money on the line. I really do not foresee her going backward. I'll give you 2 handouts.
Okay, we're done.
We're done. All right, we done with the news?
Yes,
Have we
done.
bored everybody?
You've bored me.
You've bored.
Done. I'm tired.
So if you're tired and ready to go, so that's the criterion. If we've bored Kim. All right. Anything else you want to talk about in the audience? Is there? I mean, let's see. We're taking requests. If anyone wants to give us, should we do audience requests? You know what? We should actually set it up to where if somebody wants to instant messages us during the news.
Or they can dial this pound tree from their Golden State Cellular.
Oh, call us during the news.
Call us during the news with questions, comments. Get off the air. You're driving us crazy. Please be quiet.
Well, we know there's those. We know there's those. Anyway, we thank you very much for stopping by on PineTree.net for the Calaveras County Nightly News. Now, we try to give you a fresh and exciting look at news and events of the day.
Yes. We provide, you decide, right? That's our slogan.
There you go.
Not like Fox News is we. What is it?
We report, you decide.
Yes, it said we report. We provide.
But they actually report.
Yeah, so we don't
just
report.
throw
We
raw
just
stuff
provide.
out
Yes,
there,
we're not
right?
reporters. We've been told so.
So we just put out.
Yeah, we just put out. Yes.
I think we better leave on that note. We've lost our audience. There's like 4 people out there. Hey, how's it going? Anyway, all right. Have a good night.
Good night.